Welcome to Next Gen Manufacturing Nexus. Today, we are diving deep into the smart factory. We're talking about a revolution that's totally changing how we make things, and it's redefining what's even possible, from the fastest race cars to the most advanced jets. All right, let's jump in.
So let me start with a question for you. What if a factory wasn't just a building full of machines, but a living, breathing system? A system that could see problems coming, fix itself on the fly, and actually learn from its own mistakes. I know, it sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's not anymore. This is the new reality of manufacturing.
But, to really get where we're going, we first have to understand why the old way of doing things is just hitting a wall. For more than 100 years, the basic model hasn't really changed, and frankly, it's reaching its breaking point. And when you put the two side by side, the difference is just stark. On one side, you've got the traditional factory, slow, inflexible, and always playing catch-up, reacting to problems after they've already happened. But on the other side, that's the digital promise. Fast, super flexible, predictive, and incredibly precise. It is a night and day difference.
See, the old way is just bogged down. Information gets trapped in silos. The design team might be using one version of a plan, while the guys on the production floor have an older one. That disconnect, that information asymmetry, is a massive bottleneck. Throw in resistance to change and messy supply chains, and you've got a system that is seriously struggling to keep up.
So what's the solution? Well, this isn't about a simple software update. We're talking about a total reboot, a full-on digital revolution that's changing the very DNA of how we make stuff.
At its heart, digital manufacturing is a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. Just imagine designing something on your computer, hitting print, and a real physical object comes out. That's what we mean by file-to-fabrication. The digital data isn't just a picture anymore. It's the actual set of instructions telling the machines what to do.
And this shift is so huge, so fundamental, that people are calling it Industry 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. I mean, think about it. First came steam, then electricity in the assembly line, then computers. This fourth wave, it's all about data, being connected, and being smart, blurring those lines between the physical and the digital worlds.
Okay, so what does it actually look like inside one of these smart factories? Let's peel back the layers and take a look at the core technologies that make this whole thing tick. First up, you've got something called the digital thread. The best way to think about this is like the factory's central nervous system. It's this one, single, unbroken stream of data that links everything together. From the first sketch, to engineering, to production, and even to customer service after it's sold. Everybody is working from the exact same playbook, in real time. The data silos are gone. Next, we have the digital twin. And I gotta say, this is one of my favorite concepts. It's an exact, living, virtual copy of a real thing. You can have a digital twin of a single engine part, a whole machine, or even the entire factory floor. And why is that so powerful? Because you can run tests, simulate failures, and perfect processes in the virtual world without ever messing with the real one. It's a total game changer.
So you might be wondering, where does all the live data for that digital twin come from? Well, that's where the Industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT, comes in. These are the eyes and ears of the factory. We're talking about a massive network of tiny sensors built into everything, constantly gathering data on temperature, vibration, speed, you name it.
And finally, you've got the brains of the operation, AI and machine learning. Because all those IoT sensors are collecting an absolutely staggering amount of data, way too much for any human to analyze. AI is the thing that sifts through all that noise, finds the important patterns, and turns it all into smart decisions. It's what lets the factory predict the future instead of just reacting to the past.
So here's how it all comes together. It's this beautiful, continuous feedback loop. The real, physical machine on the factory floor is constantly sending live data to its digital twin. In the virtual world, the system analyzes everything, runs simulations, and figures out how to make things better. Then it sends new instructions back to the physical machine. It's a constant cycle of improvement.
And here is that digital thread in action. You see how one single design model, that's the key, the single source of truth, it just flows seamlessly, from design to planning to the factory floor, all the way to final inspection. The big takeaway here is that every single step is connected and working off the exact same data. Okay, so that's the theory, which is really cool. But what does this actually look like in the real world, right now? Let's check out some companies that are already seeing huge wins from this stuff.
One of the biggest game changers is predictive maintenance. So instead of just waiting for a critical machine to break down, which costs a ton of money and stops production cold, the system is way smarter. The sensors are collecting data, the AI spots tiny signs of wear that a person would never catch, then the system alerts the maintenance team before the machine fails so they can schedule a repair. It's simple but absolutely revolutionary.
And this tech is also empowering people. Get this. At one of their jet engine facilities, General Electric gave their mechanics augmented reality glasses. So instead of constantly stopping to look at a paper manual, the instructions were projected right in front of their eyes. And the result? An 11% jump in productivity. Just like that.
And honestly, the examples are everywhere. Siemens is using digital twins to design and perfect products before they even exist physically. Team Penske, a huge name in auto racing, uses digital twins to simulate thousands of race conditions to shave off precious milliseconds. And Haier is absolutely crushing it in China, using big data and AI to pioneer what they call intelligent manufacturing.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, this is about so much more than just making factories a little more efficient. We are building a fundamentally new way to create, to innovate, and to solve the world's biggest challenges.
Now I know what a lot of people are thinking. What about the jobs? Are robots going to replace everyone? But the true goal of Industry 4.0 isn't to get rid of people. It's to elevate them. It's about giving workers incredibly powerful tools that handle the boring, repetitive stuff, which frees us up to do what humans do best: be creative and solve complex problems.
So the takeaway here is pretty clear. The digital factory just delivers across the board. You get more agility to react to change, you get better quality through all that data and precision, you get more sustainability because there's less waste, and you're more resilient when supply chains get messy. It's just a smarter way to build the world around us.
This revolution is unlocking abilities that we have literally only dreamed of. We can create things that are more complex, more customized, and more sustainable, and we can do it faster than ever before. Which really leaves us with one final and very exciting question to think about. Now that our ability to create is practically limitless, what are we going to build next?